Today I'm going to be looking at a book all about Nintendo's Game & Watch handhelds. If you're unfamiliar, Game & Watch was a series of small LCD games with a built-in watch, made between 1980 and 1991. Game & Watch did a lot of things for video games. It's where the D-pad comes from. It helped legitimize handheld gaming, and it solidified Nintendo as a video game company. But surprisingly, even with all of these accomplishments, there's little to no literature on them. There is the History of Nintendo Volume 2, which goes over the Game & Watch in detail, but this book is very expensive, and if you wanted to buy it from the publisher, Pix and Love Publishing, well, that's questionable. I ordered the book over a year ago, and I still haven't received it. Well, luckily there is now the Unofficial Game & Watch Collector's Guide by David Schmeidler and Gerard Meyer. Originally printed in German, the book has finally been translated into English and contains a ton of information on every single Game & Watch ever released.
The book is self-published, but you really wouldn't know it just by looking at it. It looks professionally made. Glossy pages, bright pictures, nice layouts. It's impressive. David Schmeidler is a collector, and every single Game & Watch picture in this book is from his own personal collection. Gerard Meyer is a graphic designer, which explains why the book looks so nice. The book begins with a short biography on the creator of the Game & Watch, Gunpei Yokoi. It mostly covers his career at Nintendo, along with the various toys he made while working there. There's nothing too insightful here, but it's a nice write-up, especially if you're unfamiliar with Yokoi's works. The focus of this book is on the Game & Watch handhelds, and each one is given 2 pages of just about everything you would need to know. Pictures, rarity, price charts, trivia, gameplay, model number, release date, and more. They even tell you what the alarm will look like when it goes off. Yes, a large majority of Game & Watches had alarms. In fact, many also had a metal kickstand so you could put it on your nightstand and use it just like an alarm clock. I learned all of this from the book. Heck, they even included the size and weight of each handheld. Each Game & Watch is organized by the series it was released under, but the book also contains a table of contents if you need to quickly find a specific one. A lot of the entries are filled with trivia and information that I had no idea about, such as variants, bugs in the game, re-releases, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I loved reading about each entry because it felt like there was a surprise in each one. Needless to say, I learned a lot of stuff I didn't know about Game & Watch. Each entry also has a QR code, which takes you to the book's website and provides some minor additional information. I think the authors would eventually like to add video and audio samples of each game, but right now it's just text. However, none of this has been translated into English yet, so if you don't know German, it won't mean much. I do hope they translate this in the future. The back of the book contains a bunch of extra information related to Game & Watch. Additional versions, merchandise, cameos, distributor information, knockoff systems. It's a great way to wrap up the book. I didn't realize there was so much Game & Watch merchandise. The Unofficial Game & Watch Collector's Guide is a great book because not only does it contain everything you need to know about the Game & Watch, but it makes you want to go and collect them. I only have one Game & Watch, Safebuster, but after reading this book, I definitely want to look for more. I can't say the book is perfect, however. The translation to English could be better, and results in some oddly worded paragraphs. This book is also expensive. You'll have to import it from Europe, and it's gonna cost you around $60 total for the softcover version, and $80 for the hardcover. I do think they should release a digital version of this guide to bring the cost down a little and to give people another option for reading the book.
The Unofficial Game & Watch Collector's Guide is a book written by 2 guys that just simply love the Game & Watch, and it really shows. If you have any interest in the Game & Watch or want to get into collecting them, I highly recommend adding this book to your library. If you'd like to order a copy for yourself, you can visit their website at www.gameandwatch.at. That's all for this episode of Game & Historian. Thanks for watching.